What's up, everyone? This is Matty Ice here. We're here for another video. Oh, wait. Something ain't right here. What's going on? Why? What am I doing in the video game? This isn't right. Where am I? I do not understand what is going on. Oh, there we go. I don't know what the heck was going on. I don't know where I was. I was in the game somehow. What's up, everyone? Hi, it's Matty Ice. There we go. Now I got it fixed. We are doing another video today, and we're going to be going over what is different in Echoes of Angmar, which is basically back to Shadows of Angmar, the original base game of Lotro when it first was released, compared to where Lotro is nowadays. What are the things you need to know so that way you can be prepared and ready for when the game is out this Friday and you can jump right into it December 16th and not have any issues of, wait, I have to go to my trainer to get my skills? So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So first things first is going over your skills and your trainer. You know, in Lotro nowadays, you don't need to go to your trainer for much except for maybe your class quest if you want to do it. Other than that, not much of a need. In Echoes of Angmar or the original game Shadows of Angmar, you have to go to your trainer to get all your skills. And you have to pay a pretty hefty amount too. You don't just get them with doing nothing. So you have to make sure, you know, every 2 levels, you want to be going to your trainer to be acquiring those next skills because they actually are very vital for in this game. It's very important. And another thing is like heavy armor. You can't wear heavy armor until level 20 as a champion or a captain or a guardian. It's very more complex than what it is nowadays where everything's just kind of given to you. Now, it's not a bad thing. It's a nice quality of life thing, but it's something that is very different to the game now compared to what it was back when it first came out. You have to go to your trainer, and it's important that you go to your trainer every 2 levels. All right, number 2, your traits. All right, traits are quite different than what it is in Lotro it is now. There's no trait tree or anything. You have to go to the Bard, which then is where you can do your trait training, and then you can equip any one of your virtues, race traits, class traits, and then legendary traits. The way you earn these traits now are through doing deeds, whether it's class deeds, area deeds, and then legendary quest deeds / quests in order to obtain those different traits. And you have to go to the Bard to equip them in order to acquire them. That is the big difference to what it is now, where you just, I mean, you earn some traits still through the deed system, but then you just drag and put it on and you don't have to go anywhere for it. So that's a big difference to the trait system now in Echoes of Angmar, is you actually have to go to the Bard and you have to earn these traits before you can just equip them, and then you have to go to the Bard in order to equip them. All right, number 3 is crafting. Now, it's not that much more in depth, but in a way it is compared to what Lotro is now. It just requires a little bit more of unique materials than what it is today, as well as, like, you know, tin. You can't just go buy it from a supplier. You actually have to find it. So you need to find tin ore and copper ore in order to craft a bronze ingot, and then on top of it you need to use leather bindings in order to make your bronze armor, which is required by I think a woodworker or forester who needs to boil your light hides. You can't do that as an armor. So there's certain things with the crafting that requires you to use someone else's crafting skills in order for you to acquire certain items, or you can get it from the auction house in order to be able to craft the certain armor or materials that you need to craft. You know. Now, number 4, the combat. The combat is slightly different than what it is nowadays. It's just slower. It's much slower. You're not just killing enemies in 1 hit, 2 hits, or super devastating crit or anything of that sort. And you're actually going to be missing a lot of attacks. You're going to have your enemies parrying a lot of attacks, evading a lot of your attacks, and you're going to get you're going to realize you're not just going to go in there and mollywop everything that you see like you do nowadays on Lotro. You actually have to think about your pulls, think about having potions, health potions, power potions. You actually have to be aware of your power as well, especially as a champion. Certain classes that use a lot of power, you need to know and be aware of your power and consumption, and be aware always of what you're doing to where you're trying to avoid not getting yourself killed, because the combat is a little bit more relentless and unforgiving compared to what Lotro is today. Now, number 5, the leveling. So kind of like, just like combat is a little bit slower paced than what it is in Lotro to nowadays, in Echoes of Angmar, the original game, the leveling is a lot slower. You don't get quite as much large sums of experience per quest. You don't get crazy large sums of XP for killing mobs. And then on top of it, because the combat playstyle is slower, you're killing things slower, so therefore you're finishing quests slower. So just the overall leveling experience, just from 1 to 50, and just each time you, especially as you get higher and higher, how long it takes to get to from one level to the next, it's much slower than what it is in Lotro today. Number 6, instances. So unlike, in today's Lotro, you just open up the instance finder, you still have to find a group in the world chat, but you just use the instance finder, open up, and wherever anybody is, you can all just, as long as they've discovered the instance, they can join into it and you can just roll right into it. Now with Echoes of Angmar, you're still going to need to find a group through world chat or through kin, which I recommend having a kin. It's much better because it's easier to find people for groups and everything. But the difference is you're going to have to all actually go to the entrance of the instance and then go through it together, right? Another things with instances and group content is, because of the combat being a little bit slower and all that, the instances are more relentless. They're more challenging. They actually take a lot of paying attention. You got to pay attention to the different things that happen. You got to make sure you're paying attention to your health. Healers got to be paying attention. Tanks got to do his job keeping aggro. Pay attention to interrupts and whatnot. It's vital to keep everybody alive and to keep paying attention to everything that's going on in order to get through the content together. All right, now number 7, the epic group quests. The epic quests that require fellowship now requires a fellowship. Maybe not always a full fellowship, but if you're trying to keep up with the epic quest line as you're leveling, you're going to need to do a group. Obviously if you level up where you're 10 levels up above it, you could probably solo it. But once you get to level 50 in the epic quest line at level 50, you're not going to be able to solo those level 50 fellowship quests, fellowship group instances for the epic quests. So that's the big difference, is you're not going to just get an elf stone that's going to buff you and let you solo it. No, you need a group, and that's all you can do. You don't get no super buff to help you, and that's kind of how it is. Number 8 is what level you get the ability to use a mount and get a mount, and what you have to do to obtain that mount. All right. As players, you do not get a mount until level 35, and it costs a lot of gold. And then you also have to do a successful completion of a specific quest line at I think the Hestengetzer farms or whatever. And once you're done with it, then you have to buy it. And I believe the mounts are about 3.5, 4.5 gold, which is quite a bit of gold in classic Lotro for how hard it is to get gold. Number 9 is how important gold is. All right, unlike in today's Lotro, you're not really spending gold on too much, and it's pretty easy to acquire it. In Echoes of Angmar, the original game, it's not that easy to get gold, and then on top of it though, you're spending gold on a lot more. So along with everything you're paying for, every time you want to equip traits, every time you go to the trainer to train new skills, you're spending gold, you're spending silver, and then when you get to level 35, or when you get to that level where you need your mount, you're going to need 3.5, 4.5 gold just to get that mount. So as you're going through, and like gold might be the way that you have to buy crafting materials for crafting or whatnot. So gold is a very, very important thing for you to acquire and to save it for things that are important, just so you are aware. And then lastly, number 10, the quest tracker / the fog of war. So in today's Lotro, it's not, the quest tracker is not really different. It's just the fact of when you open your map, it shows you where you need to go for your quest. That's not going to be the case in Echoes of Angmar. You're going to open your map and all you're going to see is your map. But then on top of it, you're going to have what's called the fog of war. If you haven't traveled to that area or near that area or whatever, your map's going to be blank. It's not going to tell you what's there. It's not going to tell you what the name of that region is. It's not going to tell you what's around there. You don't have it discovered yet. You have to go near that area and explore that area in order to discover it on your map. And then with your quests, you actually have to read your quest descriptions to figure out, okay, where do I need to go? Oh, so I'm going east, northeast of Combe, or south of the ruins of Archet, whatnot, what you say. You don't get to just look at your map and have it tell you where to go. You have to read the description and find it by exploring. All right, everyone. So that's the 10 top things that I think that you should know that's going to be different with Echoes of Angmar compared to what Lotro is nowadays. So that way you are aware of it. You're ready for when you jump in and it's not going to be as much of a surprise or a shock. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything that you think I might have missed out on and that I should include, or maybe do another video and include that on. Leave a like, sub. Please join me in my journey with Echoes of Angmar. I'm going to be sharing all the content. I'm going to be sharing all of my experience from leveling from 1 all the way up to 50 with my kinmates, and as well as our journeys and our fun with instances and group content and all of that. So with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Again, thank you so much, everyone. All the support is always appreciated. Please, if you can, it'd be really appreciated. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Also, leave a like, leave a comment, do anything, share this. The more you do it, it helps, and it's going to help me with my journey and really trying to share this game with all of you and grow a community and just create something big. I love you all, and thank you again. Hope you all have a wonderful day.